Max Strider here. Wanted to talk to you about a concept I've been thinking a lot about lately that has to do with behavior modification in toddlers. There is a very interesting phenomenon that exists in our Western society where we have what we all refer to, if you are in the Western society, as the terrible twos. Well, as it turns out, not all cultures have the terrible twos. So I find this one very interesting that, we're doing something very odd here. Or not odd, but something at odd is play if some societies have terrible twos and some don't. And so what are we doing differently that's causing this? And is it good that we're causing this? So that's one. That's the first framework that I'd like for you to think about, is that, okay, terrible twos are not just a given, and it's not just personality-based, because some cultures don't have them. So, in thinking about this, the reason I wanted to bring this to your attention is because I've been doing a lot of research lately for a new product that I'm putting out soon, called Cultivating Creativity. And maybe by the time this video gets out there, it'll be ready, maybe it won't. But it's called Cultivating Creativity, and one of the concepts that research shows is absolutely required for helping a child learn to be creative is they have to be able to shut down their, their self-regulating brain mechanisms. That part of the brain that says, is this a good idea, is this a bad idea? That part of the brain that wants to conform to society's rules, that wants to obey authority. To be as creative as possible, you can't be playing the game with those kind of rules. You have to turn those rules off. And if you think of really creative people, they've done this. I've talked about this in other videos. They were willing to, I use the Wright brothers as an example, be called crazy by thinking a machine can fly in the air when you're only used to horse and buggy. And being willing to do it anyways. It results in a lot of creativity. So, but thinking about these two concepts, some cultures don't have terrible twos, and in order to be really creative, you have to shut off that conformist part of your brain. And I started to realize that, especially as, bear with me here, a long explanation here, as my wife was on some of her favorite parenting forums the other day of children, parents with children of my son's same age at the time I'm recording this video, roughly 3. Some are a few months older, some are a few months younger, and comment after comment after comment was coming in about how the children were starting to tell their mommies that they don't love them anymore. And all these 3 concepts are kind of juggling around in my head, and what I really realized is that what these children are doing, they're forming enough new neural connections in their brain and having enough self-identity that they want to start to be in control of their life. And so they're wanting control. And traditional Western type, westernized society type of disciplinary actions for behavior modification tends to be very authoritarian, very, you do what I say because I tell you to. And what this does, when you force a child to do something because you said so, is, I believe, you stir up a lot of feelings of rebellion, of you don't understand me, you don't care, you don't respect my opinion, types of emotions in a child. And the reason I think this is interesting is because my son, and I'm just one guy, right? Maybe tomorrow my son goes into a I don't love you daddy phase, but I kind of don't think so, right? But the reason why is because I don't use traditional westernized behavior modification style. I use a parenting style developed by, or at least popularized, I think discovered really is the better word, by John Gottman. I just realized I'm not going the speed limit as I'm talking to you. Probably distracted by videotaping, who would have thought? But by John Gottman and his book Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child, and the technique is called emotion coaching. And the center point of this emotion coaching parenting philosophy is that you do not tell your child no the instant they do something that you consider bad. Instead, you say why. And that's the main difference. And I won't go into teaching his whole concepts here, but what happens when you say why is 9 times out of 10, once I started implementing this into my son and my children's lives, I realized that I was actually wrong to think they were trying to misbehave. I actually just didn't understand a desire, an unmet need, an unresolved emotion that was welling up inside them that was causing the behavior. So when I come down hard authoritarian style on them, it just causes resentment. And I believe that's what is causing the people on these forums to really have a lot of issues with terrible twos. I think terrible twos stems from a lack of control, not a rebellious stage. I think it's a parent's unwillingness to help their child have an identity and respect the child's emotions, and emotion coaching is a way to fix that. So the side benefit is that I also think this helps foster create a better environment for fostering creativity in a child, which is, it has a lot of implications. But that's the concept for you today, is that by switching parenting styles, I think you can get rid of the need for child behavior modification programs. And really, behavior modification, in my view, at least with a toddler, should really be thought more of behavior prevention instead of behavior modification. Modification implies that you're fixing it after it's happened. And I would argue that 9 times out of 10, your child's bad behavior was actually caused by an unmet need and not out of a rebellious nature. And at least that's where the core of it lies. And something for you to consider this week, today. And I'd highly encourage you to go check out that book, Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child. And you can also get information on more of my thoughts on how to use emotion coaching in your life in my parenting course, my program that I offer over at parenting4success.com. That's parenting, the number 4success.com, where I teach strategies for raising successful children over there that you might want to consider as a resource. That's all for today. We will talk to you soon. See ya.